Hey everybody, Pastor Dale here with a very special weekly Wedgwood update. As many of you are probably aware, COVID cases have been rising here in Tarrant County and really across the nation. And so in response to this, we have met as the church leadership and wanted to implement a few things to try to mitigate some of this within our own church body and family. Now, these are not designed to be exhaustive, and they're not designed to be long-term, but we want to at least instill a few different changes for the couple of weeks ahead, and then we'll be able to reevaluate going forward. The first thing is regarding this Wednesday night. So for Wednesday, November 17th, we will not have any on-campus activities. Part of that is due to the fact that we have several of our volunteers and leaders that are out either because of COVID or they are having to quarantine because of exposure to the virus. And so we will not have anything on campus this evening as far as all of our age graded and our one adult ministry class as well, and some of our other ministries as well. Our choir will not be meeting either. And so that will not be taking place this week. Next week, we were already planning to not have any Wednesday night activities because of being on the eve of Thanksgiving. So for the next 2 Wednesday nights, for the rest of November, no Wednesday night activities. Now, as we come to Sunday, for our worship service, it'll still be at 9 o'clock. We will still have an in-person worship service. And so, but we are going to make a little bit of a change for that. We're going to ask that anybody who wants to wear masks or wants to be around other people that are definitely wearing masks, the balcony will be your place. So we're going to require masks in our balcony. Now on the floor, we are going to strongly suggest that you wear masks. And in both the floor and the balcony of the worship center, we're going to ask that you do your best to spread out to social distance as best you can. So again, masks in the balcony, no masks required on the floor, but strongly suggested. And then when it comes to our missional communities at the 10:30 hour, we've already made the decision to just go ahead and suspend our missional communities on campus during the 10:30 hour for this Sunday, November 22nd, and the following Sunday, November 29th. And then we'll reevaluate going into December as far as what to do. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't meet in your missional community. So if you want to meet outside at somebody's home or at a park on Sunday, please feel free to do that. Or if you would like to go back to our favorite option of Zoom, you can also do that as well. And so our Sunday service will be live streamed as well. So if you don't feel comfortable being here in person for the worship service, you can do that. And then you can either join your missional community if your group has decided to have Zoom as an option for that, or again, you may want to meet off-site somewhere, outdoors or in somebody's home and be able to spread out. Now, the last big announcement and change is regarding our office hours. So we are going to go ahead, because we've had some COVID outbreaks within the staff, we are going to go ahead and have our staff work from home. So our offices will be closed here on campus starting this Friday, and then extending through Thanksgiving week next week. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, our offices were already going to be closed on Thursday and Friday of next week. So that's the big changes. And then you're maybe saying, well, what about December? Well, we'll see when we get there. At this point, that's the changes that we feel good about making. And just kind of how we started all this on a week-by-week basis is how we're going to try to approach it this time around as well. Now, let me just conclude with some really, really important things. So stay with me here for just another minute. This is hard. Let's just be honest. All of this is very, very hard. I think all of us are weary of 2020 for a host of reasons, not to mention that our church is personally struggling with the loss of some very beloved people in our congregation, really throughout COVID and specifically here within the last few weeks as well. And so we are all grieving. We're all weary of all of this. So we need each other right now more than ever. Unfortunately, it's a little bit harder for us to have that personal interaction. But don't take the announcement that we're not going to have in-person missional communities on campus or events tonight on Wednesday night as an opportunity to think, well, I'll just kind of take off for the next couple weeks. Let me encourage you to ratchet up your ability to contact and connect with other people, to share your life with them, and to hear how God is working in their life as well. We need each other now very, very much. And now, the second thing I would say is just being very transparent. These are some of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make in ministry. And I think we are feeling the balance between trying to move ahead into what God has called us to do as a church, but to also be respectful and mindful and to do the thing that is the most loving for our neighbor. And I know that many of you that are watching this are on opposite sides of how we need to respond. Some of you may feel like we're doing exactly the right thing. Others of you may think we need to do more. Others of you think we're doing the wrong thing. Others of you feel like we are overreacting. Let me just say this, as your pastor, I understand where all of you are coming from, and I'm not trying to just be political here. I'm not trying to speak out of both sides of my mouth. I get it. And so let me just ask you to be understanding and for all of us to try to work together as we navigate through these difficult waters and trust that the Lord knows what He is doing. As we have seen throughout the book of Isaiah, God is sovereign over elections. He's sovereign over the tensions in our nation. He is sovereign over viruses. And so we're going to hold fast to that hope. We're going to continue to seek Him. We're going to continue to walk through this together. And I know that God has some great things for us in the future. So let's continue to pray, let's continue to trust Him, and let's continue to reach out and to show God's love to those within our community and beyond. So know that we are praying for you. Know that I and the rest of the leadership appreciate your prayers as well. And so we look forward to seeing you together either online or in person here in the days ahead. Praying for you. Have a great week. God bless.